Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing the first impressions of the new Maybelline Fit Me foundation. So it's just come to the UK and it's priced at £5.99 and it comes in 6 shades. So it says has been designed for normal to oily skin and it refines pores while shine is being absorbed for a natural matte finish. So I've got the shade 120 Classic Ivory, which is actually quite brown. So if you are really pale, because they don't go really pale, they don't go really dark. There's only 6 shades, so just try and find one what suits you, or just mix in another foundation, or like the custom drops from the Body Shop, they're meant to be good. There's like a white one and a dark one, you can like lighten it or darken it depending. So yeah, I'm going to apply a primer on half my face just to see how it wears, and then nothing on the other side, and then I'll be applying it with my damp Real Techniques complexion sponge. So first of all, I'll apply a primer on the right side of my face just so we can see how it wears, and I'm using the Makeup Forever Step 1 mattifying primer because I get super oily skin, so we'll really be able to see how matte and poreless it is. And this one also helps with pores, I find, so it's a true test. So I'm mainly popping that in the T-zone and anywhere I get oily. Okay, so I'm going to pop about quite a bit on my hand, and then I'm just going to use the flat side of the sponge and pop it on half my face. Well, not half my face, all of my face. So it seems to be an okay colour so far. It's covering up my freckles quite well. I have got a little bit of fake tan on at the moment, so it is a really good colour match to that. It would not be my colour if I wasn't fake tanned. See if I can build it up on my cheek. This is where my foundation tends to wear off quickest. It's a really flawless finish. I wonder if it will cover my scar and my spots on my chin. It's covering up my redness around my nose quite well. I'll do half my face just so you can see the full effect. So that's the foundation on my right side of my face. Take it down my neck, so I'll even up on the other side. So it's covered up my spot, not so much my scar. Need a bit more. I wear loads of foundation though, and the consistency is quite runny. It's more runny than the L'Oreal Infallible, the one I always wear, but it feels lighter on the skin as well because it's more fluid. And I would say this is probably a medium coverage, but you probably can, or yeah, you can build it up to a full coverage quite easily. It looks quite dewy on camera, but in real life it does set quite matte, and it's quite an olive undertone, I'd say. And it is buildable because I've built it quite a lot on either side of my cheek. but it's kind of covered my scar, which is a massive plus for me. So far so good. But I'll also see how my makeup applies on top of it, just so I can see if it is like beautiful with concealer, how it settles with powder. But it is a really flawless foundation. I think it does oxidise. Let me just see if it... Yeah, it oxidises quite a lot. It oxidises about 1 or 2 shades up, so just be careful when picking your shade. It does oxidise quite a lot, because as you can see, oh my dark circles, because as you can see, the blob I put on my hand is way lighter to the one I've worked into my hand with the beauty blender. So yeah, just to warn you. First of all, it seems like a really good foundation, especially for the price. And you get, where's the amount? Oh yeah, it's like a normal foundation, so you get 30ml. And I do like the packaging. It's very cute. So I do my makeup, I'll come back, see how it wears, and then come back again, and then say my final thoughts. So yeah, excuse my hair. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Bye. Okay, so I'm back and I've just finished my makeup. The time is now 2 o'clock and I popped my foundation on at 12 o'clock, so it's been around 2 hours because I had some lunch as well. So it's holding up quite well. The makeup applied really well over the top, although the concealer did, not so much the concealer, but the powder did go kind of cakey over the top, but not anything extreme. Just if you look like a magnifying glass like me, you can see it a tiny bit, but just make sure you use like a light powder. I used the powder foundation just around here and it did go quite cakey, whereas if you use just like a translucent powder, whereas like this one, it didn't go cakey around here. So recommend this one. Don't use a powder foundation because it's just too much coverage it's just too much for this foundation and day-to-day wear, especially because like all the lights, it's just like making everything look so much worse. I applied the primer on the right side of my face, so your left, I think. So it looks really smooth, really even. It's matte. It hasn't emphasised any imperfections or anything like that. Whereas on this side, like around the crease of my nose, it's gone really oily, and it's like, as you can see, like I have imperfections here, and it's just highlighted them, and it's gone just quite oily on my forehead. Did I set it? Yeah, I set it, but it's literally the foundation. My face is eating this foundation, like along here, just basically on my teeth. This is highlight. This is extreme highlight. Ignore the nose. But also, yeah, on my nose it did kind of separate, like because I applied the primer here, it didn't separate, but on this side it really did. Even with the primer, actually, it did quite separate on my nose, so which is annoying. And it's not even that oily. Well, it is oily, but it's not that oily yet. I assume later it shall be. It's kind of not sticky, but it's kind of tacky still. I did set it, but it's still kind of tacky. So say if you do touch your face or like lean on your face, it will probably just rub off. So try not to lean on your face and set it with a setting spray like the Urban Decay one. That's what I do on like an everyday basis. So I'm just going off of what I'd usually do and how it would wear in my everyday life. So yeah, it doesn't say how long it's meant to last for, but I assume just like a normal average day. So that's how I'm going to test it. I'm going to come back at 4 o'clock before I go shopping, and then I'll come back when I come back from shopping. So it will be it's going to be like the hardcore test. When you go shopping, you know it's going to be the full test. I'm not going to powder throughout the day. It's going to be the full wear of the foundation on its own without any powder. I'm about to film the 50 facts about me video, so it should be fun. Yeah, so I'll see you at 4 o'clock. I'll see you in a bit. So it is now 4 o'clock and I'm just clocking back in with you just to update you. And I don't know if you can see, but I'm so oily. Like, this is just highlight. Oh, that's so bad. But this is just highlight, but on, especially in my T-zone and my forehead, it is really, really oily. Like, it's just oil sitting on top of my skin. Even on the prime side, it's getting really oily, and as the oil comes out, you can see my pores a bit more. And especially on the unprimed side, you can really see just all the oil and just all the texture. And my chin, just all over my chin, is really, it's just really, it's just oily. It's not caking as much around my nose. I think my face is just eating the makeup. It's still even coverage. It's just really oily. It's not broken down anywhere. Not yet. I assume the oil will break down the foundation as the day goes on, and it's only 4 o'clock and I've not even left to go shopping. The temptation to powder is extreme, but well, we'll just see how it goes, and I'll update you when I get back. I'll probably get back at around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So yeah, I shall see you, probably looking even more oily in a second. Well, not in a second, in a couple of hours. Okay, so I'm back from shopping and it is now, it's 11 o'clock, but I come home at 9:30, but I had to eat dinner and just show everyone what I got because I bought quite a lot, so I might do like a little haul tomorrow. So yeah, and yeah, I've had this foundation on for, I put it on at 12, I think, and it's now 11, so it's been 11 hours and I haven't powdered or anything. This is my face with no powder, which I would usually powder throughout the day, but I wanted to see how it would wear with no powder. So as you can see, it's got really, really oily, and yeah, it's just so oily. And I've literally got like a patch here of where my makeup's come off. I don't know, I think I might have had an itch and it just come off. That's when I know it's really oily and it just slides off. And on the yeah, both sides are oily, but this side where I primed is a bit less oily. However, it's just an oily mess all over. On this side it's extra oily. Yeah, it's like oily along all of here. My chin is just, it's just melting. Even my top lip's getting oily. My nose, I think it's no longer highlight, it's just it's just oil. Yeah, when I touch my face it's just really sticky and really oily, and my makeup wouldn't usually get like this. Like, I would powder throughout the day, but yeah, even if I powdered I don't think it would help much. But if you did want to powder, I'd use a translucent powder or blotting paper, so you get off the excess oil, instead of just caking loads of powder on top and just making it go really cakey. Yeah, the prime side is holding up a bit better, but not a lot better. If you are combination, I'd recommend this foundation. You can wear it with or without a primer. You'd probably be fine. But if you are oily, 100% recommend a primer. If you're lucky, it will work for you, but just in case, definitely use a primer all over the face, and powder and use blotting paper throughout the day to help you along. But I couldn't go the whole day wearing this. It is only $5.99, which is quite a good price for 30ml. However, you could save that $5.99 for a more high-end foundation, what you would actually like. It's not like I don't like this, it's just that it says it's Matte&Poreless and I'm oily and I can see my pores. I probably wouldn't recommend this for oily skin, if I'm honest, or if you have pores either. It's not really doing the job for either, but I suppose if you're not as oily as me, you can get away with it. Combination skin, you'll be able to get away with it, but if you're oily, I'd probably stay clear, if I'm honest. There's better foundations like the L'Oreal Infallible you can get for just a bit more. I think the L'Oreal Infallible is $8.99, so £3 difference, which isn't gonna break the bank. So yeah, I'd probably rate it a 6 out of 10 because I like the colour, I like the coverage. It's just the longevity, it's just not working for me really, but what might not work for me might work for you. So I'd probably say just give it a go, try it with a primer and see how it goes for you. And yeah, it hasn't caked anymore. It's just gone really oily. That's literally it. So I'd rate it 6 out of 10, and you try it yourself, you give it your own opinion, but that's just my opinion. And I'll probably try and mix it with my L'Oreal Infallible foundation just to see how that works, to see if that's better for me. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this style video. It's my first ever one. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. So if you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and comment down below if you've tried this foundation and how it's worked for you, or if you want to try this foundation. And if it's been useful for you, just we can have a chat really. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching this, and I shall see you next time. See you later. Bye.